Alright, welcome to Just Magic the Gathering. I was, basically looking to pick up on my daily grind. I was wondering about the legitimacy of, or in some ways, the stability of my Sultai Thin deck. I took out all of its control, and I was wondering about doing a little bit of tweaking on it. Even though it's gotten me 3 wins back to back, and I'm really happy with it. If I look at some of its origins, I do have like a kidnap. I have 2 kidnaps. I have a house meld. I never actually picked up a confiscate. I was questioning the legitimacy of throwing in a couple of the control cards. I don't have a lot in control. I've definitely felt in a couple of the games where it's like, yeah, they're trying to get the cards out of their hand, so I don't make them discard. And the threats that are on the board I can't deal with. So having more control, I think, would help. Looking at potential options, because I could throw in a house meld and 2 kidnaps without having to spend any tokens. I did spend most of my tokens to build out that deck, so some of my flexibility is limited. But if I wanted to real quick, because the momentum breaker is really the only thing that I have that's in control. The bandit's talents I like, and same with the ruthless negotiation. I was wondering if the only other option I have is for Ozai's cruelty. If I took out all 3 Ozai's cruelty, smelled, and I only had 2 uncommons left. Ouch. And it was Kit. And 2 of the kidnaps. I'll see if that treats me any better. It just gives me a little bit more control. And yeah, see how it goes. It looked like my daily was to play blue spells, blue or black, I think. Blue or green. So this deck should be a pretty solid candidate for that. And then I should be able to basically instant requeue and get a match. I'm going to keep it. It's going back to, I don't like having 2 of my most expensive cards in my starting hand. But I have the ability to basically get to my land. This is almost an identical of round 3. I'm light on blue. Or I'm light on, I only get the green. That might have actually been a mistake. Do I want a momentum breaker him now? Because yeah, the Verge is blue, but it'll act as a green if I have a forest or an island. At this point, I don't have either. So the Essence Channeler is one I don't necessarily mind snagging. Because I can kidnap him. Enduring Innocence, nice. It keeps pausing on me for my momentum breaker. And I need 2 blue in order to do the... Yeah, this is actually... Maybe I should have mulligan there. Because that's going to cause him to heal. Or it's one heal attack, actually. 2 cards. He gets his counter. Ruthless negotiation. I'm in trouble. Without being able to get into my land, I'm pretty sure this is just going to be a loss. And for 5, I can't do it. I need 1 more mana to play the planetarium, and that's my best option for getting my card draw, I guess, at this point. An Essence Channeler. A second Essence Channeler. Yeah, that is game. I don't have any way to get into card draw. I don't have any way to get into anything. I'll play it out, just as opposed to conceding. Not the best showing. And what really limited me there was my lack of blue. Nice. The Crystal Barricade makes all of his stuff basically invulnerable. Doom doom doom. And see, that I like. I don't really have access to like the momentum breaker until round 3. I can start with my air temple, and then next round do the river churn. The white lotuses are uncommon. I was thinking about this last night. This deck, in a lot of ways, is pretty cheap. I'm still thinking I'm going to do the river churn, as opposed to replaying the northern, because that'll leave 1 mana untapped. It's playing blue-green. Add 1 mana of any color. So at this point, I could momentum breaker him. If I do the River Churn Monument, I still have enough to do for 1 of those mills. I think that's probably the better option. I don't know. Because I need 1 more to go for the land. A 1/1 Death Touch. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. At this point, I'm just going to momentum breaker him. And hope for a land next round, because that's limits what I can do here. Since he has 2 cards down. He killed his Death Touch over his mana ramp, which surprises me. He has something planned for that mana ramp, or that mana. So he now has basically 5 showing. What is he up to? So he unlocked it to make it so permanents with counters on them have a ward of 1. If you would put 1 or more counters on something. I was questioning, if I do the Northern Air Temple, I still have enough to do both my mills, which I think is probably my better bet. And depending on what he plays, if I did the Momentum Breaker, he would have gone down now. Because he doesn't have protection from himself, and I don't have to pay the ward. How did she come in with 10? Oh, because it's the if you would put 1 or more counters on a creature. So, interesting. It's like the doubling season. And for -3, you can just start dropping them. That's great. That's a huge amount of control. Doubling season on... Vivian. In a way, I'm surprised they didn't go for the emblem. And I'm actually surprised they went for the... my heal. Because at this point, that's the only thing that did for me. Alright, I need a bunch of blue. The one thing about Kidnap versus House Meld is that with the -3, they can kill the... they can kill it and get their creature back. At this point, I'm almost just looking for one more of the plazas. I'm getting kind of close to win condition, at least. I'm glad to see the white ball card. I needed one more black in order to get that. So any temple, I need to next pull my black. The Kyoshi Island, yeah. Good kill on that. So, this is slow. I should have pulled a blue and a black. That would have actually gotten me into my Singularity Ruptures and it would already be endgame. Grievous Wound. Enchanted player can't gain life. Whenever an enchanted player is dealt damage, they lose half their life rounded up. Alright, that's game. Let's see if he counters it. And in a way, no real surprises there. And it was a straight counter spell too, not a I can pay 2 to get around it. Let's see what he does for doing damage. Cancel, Essence Scatterer. The World Weave. I'm actually glad to see him burning down. If he counters this, I really have no control over it. But yeah, next round, he doesn't have enough to be able to use Vivian to kill my Riverturn Monument. Oh, nice, the Bloodthirsty Conqueror. I think that is basically game. I was looking at the World Weave for my landfall deck. Exhaust. So, probably should have good gamed him. But 4 out of 5 wins at this point. I have to mulligan that. So yeah, going back to, I'm just curious on how it holds up over time. Someone's it's like, I like it, but yeah, I don't have the mana to support anything. Just waiting on him. Because yeah, I'm gonna have to mulligan that, which doesn't necessarily bode well for... yeah, I like that. And I really hate to put that on the bottom of my deck. I'd almost rather put my Land Plaza on the bottom. Because that is one of the win conditions, and seeing it in my starting hand isn't bad. I mean, it's really expensive and it's dead weight, where the other one potentially wasn't, but I would still have to draw 2 mana to get into it. And yeah, no regrets there. I already got its replacement. I was wondering if I should Bandit's Talented. Make him discard a card. It's just double checking the Northern Air Temple. So he's playing blue-black as well. Interesting. If I do Ruthless Negotiation, I was wondering the legitimacy of unlocking my other one. I can't do both. So make him exile one of his cards. Which, for 4, he can now bring that back out. I just helped him in a way. And she's the one that's going to get the 8/8. I'm in trouble. I'm surprised he didn't go to pull, because this can pull that out onto the battlefield. It's going to heal me for 3, which isn't going to do much in the long run. Yeah. That's what I was surprised it didn't do 2 rounds ago. And he's just put another one onto the field. I'm in trouble. Because I can't get... yeah, out of this. 9. Good game. I did in a way get a little mana strap there. I mean, if he just pushes right now, he has it. Good game. Blue, green, black. I don't know. Most of this I can't do much with at the moment. Because yeah, none of the black stuff I can play until I can get to my Spirit Oasis, or until I can get... nice, the Bandit's Talent. Ruthless Negotiation. A second one. I can, at a certain point, kidnap that. I'm not going to gift a card. The banner. I'm a little surprised there. What's he going to name? Construct. Each opponent draws a card. What do I want to do here? Not really a lot of options. I kind of like how that works, though. The Wing Bright Thief. I'm getting pretty close to basically win condition. He knows I have that singularity rupture. Might as well burn it down. I don't have anything else to do. A spacecraft. So, I was questioning the legitimacy of burning his... Because I could do, when I cast it, he's going to get it again. That's actually a good call. If I do the singularity rupture, he's going to lose half of his deck. And that's basically my primary win condition. And he gets to play it on my kidnap. And he gets to double play it on my kidnap. That's actually kind of nice. Times 2. Times 3. Defending player mills 4 cards. I need to be able to get into the end of my win condition. So, I'm still not feeling too comfortable. He's going to get a whole handful of cards from this. Good game. Because in some ways that's a little more what I was expecting from Platinum play. What do I have? Yeah, that's game. Because I can't get into any of my card draw. And that wasn't really from lack of mana. The fact that he returned those to his hand before I did the Singularity Rupture, I don't know. If I wanted to have done the Singularity Rupture first, then he would have just made that get him more. If I would have waited one round, I could have wiped the board. I'm not sure I could have, though. The fact that he could see into my hand and know what my strategy was. And one of the reasons I don't like the kidnap over the house meld is that when they kill the house meld, they don't get their creature back, unlike the kidnap. Because yeah, just return it to its owner's hands. I didn't own that card, so he can just basically take it back off my playfield. It was an interesting strategy, I have to say so. I'm pretty happy with that. Because I have, yeah, a bunch of mana. All the mana of all the colors plus my... Oh, that doesn't necessarily bode well. So this creature can't be blocked, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, choose one that hasn't been chosen. You can get 2 +1/+1 counters. He was able to airbend and he chose not to. Oh, I should have done my black. Because if I Ruthless Negotiation him, I can mill 2 of his cards That's really the best option that I have. Because the momentum breaker I needed for... I definitely played that poorly. And he's playing white-blue. A second one. That's mean. Yeah, this creature becomes a copy of another one. So he can start building fairly heavily there. I'm going to momentum breaker one because he can use one to copy the other before it actually turns. So he can get it back again. So, I don't know. Get some life back. Start getting my momentum up. Make him get rid of a couple more cards. And when it gets 4 more, exile up to 1 target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. So, I'm not going to promise the gift. One more land, I can get my planetarium out, and I'm almost wondering if that's going to be game. Target creature becomes a copy of another target creature you control. Draw a card. Play the planetarium. Can he nope it? Even if he could, he didn't. Let's see what he has. Oh, that's in my Birds Be Damned deck. In a way, I don't think this gets much better. Let's see what I get for free. I'm gonna go for my land draw. So 2 basic lands. That'll get my momentum up. I can do it again. Or in this case, 3 more lands. Doom, doom, doom. And he's going to be hitting me for... because he'll copy his only other one. Which, when this one attacks, he gets to exile another creature you control and return it to the battlefield under its owner's hand. Or create a 1/1. So, he has to clone that one, but it now becomes a 5/6. I didn't realize he had to return it. Hairbend. Alright, let's see what I get for free. Let's go for a bunch of cards. Because I have the mana to be able to do a lot. The Phyrexian Arena. The talent. I'll have to get rid of some cards. I can still Ruthless Negotiation him for another one. In a way, I'm glad to see the Momentum Breaker. Moonlight, or the first time you create one or more tokens each turn, you may instead create that many tokens that are copies of the enchanted permanent. Nice. Yeah, if I can't actually get into my win condition here, it is game. So let's see what this actually does. Solve. I can't... I want the Verge over any of my other lands. What do I get for free? I should have started here. Northern Air Temple. This will give me some health. Going back to Heath keeps getting bigger and bigger too. Without... Because he can just sacrifice his token. I can double heal. I was questioning the legitimacy. With a 6/6 flyer, there's not much I can do. For one... I'm not even sure I can pull off a... And he's nowhere near being able to... Yeah, 37 to 14. Burn it down. No attacks. Because he's going to be able to bring it back out. Draw a card. And then during Curiosity, gets him a bunch of cards. That's solid play. Gain 1 life. I did, in a way, buy myself one more turn. At this point, anything that I'll take the House Meld. This, in a way, will pull more of my land out, and the more of my land out I can get, the better my draw is going to become. And it'll have the side benefit of healing me a little. Up to 3 lands. There are no more lands in my deck. Just trying to figure out, having both of the talents in my hand doesn't do me any good. He has a great draw mechanic. If I make a mill, let's see how this works. still gonna have a bunch of land left. I can do the other talent. And I can still do the other talent, but I mean, I'm not going to be able to get him down. But in a way, I am, I think, in it for another round at least. So. Ghostly Dancers. When this creature enters, return an enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand, or unlock a locked room. I was looking at that. I drafted into the set once and actually had that in my draft. He already... Yeah, that's some serious draw mechanic. Because that's WinCon. Flip half of his board. And exhaust. So, I did not think I was going to necessarily win that, but it does seem to hold up. Either way. Ooh, so shiny. Got another achievement. Either way. With that, I'm going to call it good. I played a little more than I normally do, but yeah. I look forward to playing some more Magic in the future.